How celebrities deal with fame. Anyone in the public spotlight can never really get used to it, in my opinion. It constantly reminds me of a video game. How does it feel for you when someone you meet begins to cry? Hey, I'm just your average man. If my story, as a regular guy who has overcome a lot in life, can serve as an encouragement to others, or even just the fact that I was able to turn my life around, that would be amazing. To be honest, I'm not sure if it gets to my head or not. Oh yes, I should be. Yeah, let me touch you and make you feel better is not how I feel. People seem to think that everything is just like gems lying around, similar to Melanie's tuna-filled swimming pools. I believe that just taking things one step at a time is crucial. I believe that if you chase celebrity too quickly, it might have a significant impact on you. It can also be very impactful if you take it for granted. However, I suppose I'll just keep working because I enjoy my job so much and I won't acknowledge the celebrity aspect of things. I'll merely take pleasure in the work and the procedure. The idea that people believe they know you, in my opinion, stems from the fact that people are far more interested in your personal life than in your professional life these days due to how invasive media is. They simply make stuff up and spread it for you if you aren't honest about your private life. Do you remember your first impression of when you became part of that world and how it felt for you? Yes, I detested it, but only because I was a 17-year-old insecure child. The energy was overwhelming, as if someone were standing in front of me, and I was only having a sensory sensation. I can truly enjoy and appreciate it now. Is that something you can ever get used to, you think? Hopefully not. You know, you would probably go a bit insane if you did get used to it. I believe that if you become accustomed to that, a part of you passes away. I hope I'll never grow to believe that's the typical response. Every day, it does feel strange. However, in the end, anyone who feels that they can't achieve their goals without making some sacrifices should go pursue something else, and doesn't want to keep doing what they're doing. I have that mindset. I completely disagree with the statement made by some. Oh well, you have to know that's the price you pay when you get into this business. This is what we're doing right now, and it's your job as well. You perform it when you arrive on set, and if I want to have supper with my family and not engage after that, I won't be a bad person. I acknowledge that because of my fortunate fortune, I have to cope with some realities in my life that other people do not. When my hometown friends come to see me, they occasionally say things like, "Man, I would kill somebody if I had your life." However, the American media is a peculiar creature that occasionally seems to be out of control. You know, I'm not too keen on it, either because I feel like, who cares anyway? I haven't had the opportunity to self-examine in that sense. I would prefer not to be famous if I could play the same roles without having to be well known. Of course. Indeed, since you can remain anonymous, of course. Because you're in contact with others rather than needing to isolate oneself to function regularly, you can observe people more effectively, which improves your ability to play roles. So what do you think is the biggest misconception people have about fame? I'm not sure. They don't seem to consider it to be real life. Something is always perfect about it. The importance of fame is highly regarded in contemporary society, particularly in the United States. It's essentially just fame, above happiness and money. Are you looking at me? Are you observing me? Take a look at me. For those who would believe that's all there is to it, it's a constant and not always pleasant. I assure you, you require much more. I'm not sure what has occurred recently, but I feel like I can let everything go right now. However, in my youth, I was unable to. You used to get furious when people would wait outside your house. I felt that the media's portrayal of me was unjust and inaccurate. I've seen firsthand how frenzy spreads and how an individual turns into a commodity. That seems to be standard procedure. Whether it's fantastical, realistic, dramatic, or more fascinating than you are, people want to maintain the fantasy. Maybe no one is aware of the fascinating real you. You can once more be placed on a pedestal, labeled, pigeonholed, and destroyed. You just need to modify, in my opinion. People mistakenly believing they know someone they don't because they are aware of the portrayal of them in the media is the largest fallacy I observe. Meeting new people often leaves you feeling like they're so much more amazing than they are. That's what I typically encounter. Even the most admirable individuals are far more complex, fascinating, subtle, considerate, and caring than they are shown to be. Seeing that your perception of someone isn't always accurate is always pleasant. At any cost becoming known. Who gives a damn? We can't benefit from that. Furthermore, there is zero culture in celebrity culture. That People magazine stuff and those TMZ broadcasts are garbage. Everything about it is awful. There is no art. Indeed, as I observe people reading People magazine, they ask themselves, are you going to read a magazine where someone is hiding in the bushes to shoot images of other people's kids? Are you going to support that? Additionally, anybody can now shoot images. The internet is like the Wild West, yet it's perfectly legal. Nowadays, there's an epidemic in our society. Everyone believes that they will eventually find happiness if they become famous on Vine, Twitter, YouTube, or any of these talent programs. Whatever my profession, nothing justifies that for anyone's children. Occasionally, some things do influence you, and things might get frustrating. You wish to remark, but you're not interested in conversing. It's a learning curve, in my opinion. I'm still getting used to adjusting and learning how to avoid the spotlight of the media. All you need to do is make every effort to maintain your groundedness. I enjoy what I do very much. I acknowledge that it is a gift and that it has some responsibilities. You adjust. It has many amazing benefits, like the ability to do good with it, the chance to be heard, a platform, the ability to make others happy, and raising awareness of significant causes. I'm not sure why, but some folks seem to despise everyday people. Some people experience feelings of awkwardness, uniqueness, and being in a fishbowl. I believe that some people have neuroses and others have egos. That's just what I do for a living. I am aware that there are advantages and disadvantages to it. I have no complaints. In fact, I'm grateful. I consider myself to be extremely blessed. Do you like the attention? Yes, that's good. And I do feel grateful when I receive recognition, because it doesn't happen often. It's nice to have people recognize you, because they've seen your work and want to introduce themselves. It's truly beautiful. I can understand how difficult it would be to be Justin Bieber and unable to travel, especially given how popular selfies are these days. Since everyone has a cell phone these days, the press is present everywhere. You merely need to exercise caution, because it's impossible to walk somewhere unobserved. Please don't act foolishly. I'm reasonable. Okay, pretty reasonable. Yes, I agree that things are never the same. With Twilight it seemed like nothing at all for a month, and then everything was huge the next. What an odd learning curve that was. However, things change gradually, and as one becomes older, people show greater concern about younger generations. Young people with Instagram accounts, in particular. As long as you don't have Instagram or Vine, you're good. Are people recognizing you more when you go out? Yes, a little bit more. I will not lie. It was somewhat strange. They were chatting and staring at me while I went shopping to get some necessities. I thought, oh my God, how do you prepare yourself for something like that?